Hey there, YouTube. It's been too long since I've been on or done any video messages, blogs, or shows. Um, since the last time I did a video, a lot of stuff has been going on, and I guess I've been doing a lot of soul searching, but I'm ready to share some of the stuff that I've learned and also to share some of the stuff that unfortunately I've been repeating. So recently, I've been trying to get myself back into the dating game. I've been single for um, about 6, 7 years now. After me and my son's father separated, I just went through this really bad thing where I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know if I was coming or going. So relationships and stuff were the last thing on my mind. I actually kind of shied away from men, was very scared of them and what have you. But recently, like in the last 6 months or so, I've really been getting myself together emotionally and mentally and whatnot. And so I've kind of put myself back there because I'm feeling like it's about that time now. I've definitely matured a lot. Other aspects of my life are wonderful. I love being a mother. That is my greatest triumph. Work is amazing. School is finished and complete. I've got that behind my belt now. So it's time to find a companion, I guess you could say. But unfortunately, I'm not doing too good. So I guess where I'll start is with my most recent encounters. I try to go on at least one date a week, seeing a couple of men, but nothing exciting or like relationship potential, but just basically trying to get my feet wet, trying to get back in the game. Well, I met a guy through an online site, which I've still kind of got some mixed feelings about that, but you know, meet weird people in person, online, on the phone, whatever. So the risk is all the same, but nevertheless, I met a guy online. I agreed to go out on a date with him, and at first I didn't think anything too wonderful about him. Like, there wasn't anything that just jumped at me. I mean, he seemed nice. His profile seemed decent. He was definitely attractive. So I figured, why not? So we went on the date, and to my surprise, it was amazing. He was funny, and we had a lot of stuff in common. He is educated, wonderful job, just an overall great guy. And I felt something that I haven't really felt in some of my previous dates with other guys. I felt this spark. I guess that's the best way that I can describe it. Everything just felt right, and I just felt comfortable with him. I felt safe. Everything was fine. So we had a nice date. He didn't keep me out long. I didn't kiss him. Like, we went through the whole stereotypical tradition-wise. I guess we followed everything step by step. No kissing, no touching, nothing like that. And then he just called, and numerous text messages. He couldn't wait to see me again. For our second date, it was a little bit more simple, a little more casual. We actually just went for a night walk with his dog. He held my hand, which I thought was just really sweet. Unfortunately, it's not something that I'm used to. He put his arm around me and held me really close. I thought that was really sweet. We had a nice time. We did a lot of talking and telling jokes and looking at the stars and all that gushy stuff. So we saw each other a few more times, and then we were going to get together. Nothing special or anything, but we were just going to pick up some Chinese food and maybe just kind of hang out and watch TV and stuff. And I was a little hesitant about that because I didn't really want to put myself into a sexual situation, because the attraction is definitely there. I obviously winded up, kissing on him and stuff, and he's, a wonderful kisser and everything. And so that physical was more than in effect, and I didn't want to do anything to kind of jeopardize that, because unfortunately, I've got some experience with, once you go physical with a man, then all of a sudden that sweetness, that attraction, that whatnot, for some reason just seems to kind of die off. And I'm not sure why, and I really don't think it's fair, but I was really trying to avoid that at all costs. Well, anyway, we winded up getting together. We got the food, we watched TV, we hung out. But throughout the night, he was making a lot of comments about how pretty I was and how he wanted to kiss me everywhere and blah, blah, blah. So that actually, and this sounds kind of weird, but it was actually very discouraging. And so it put me in a mindset of that's all he wants. And unfortunately, and this is something that I have to work on, I pretty much am a people pleaser. So I will do things that I think other people want me to do if I think that it will get some type of positive reaction from them, if it'll make them happy, whether it's something that I necessarily want to do or not. So I ended up giving in. We had sex, and it was sex. It wasn't anything that I would just brag about. I mean, I've had amazing sexual experiences, and this was not one of them. But by no means am I trying to disrespect or clown him or anything like that. I mean, it was the first time, and there was a little bit of nervousness there and some hesitation. So it is what it is. But immediately after, I just felt terrible. Like I knew, and I instantly regretted it. So what I pretty much thought was going to happen did. It's been about 3 days now. No phone calls, and a couple of bullshit text messages here and there, but nothing like before. Like, you could definitely tell that his interest is kind of dwindling off, which I expected, because unfortunately it happens more often than not. So I guess that brings me to this topic, or this point, which is, why do things have to change after you introduce sex? Why is that the primary objective, and then there's nothing more after that? And furthermore, what is the point of telling me a whole bunch of stuff that you probably don't actually mean if your sole intention is just to sleep with me? I mean, there are women out there that think just like men do, and sometimes they just want to get their rocks off also, and there's not anything wrong with that. If that's what you want, why not just be upfront about that from the beginning and just, state your business, and then we can kind of go from there. I really don't appreciate being promised the stars and the moons and being told how they're so much different, and I'm going to show you this, and you deserve that, and blah, blah, blah. Just act like the men before them. I mean, it's stupid, and I can't even put all the blame on him, and I'm certainly not, because I, fell for it too. I'm grown. I know how to make decisions. My mouth works. I know how to say no. It hurts, because at some point you realize you're too old to be playing games. I'm 28, when I was 21, 22, we did it big, and bullshit me then. I'm younger, I don't know any better, I haven't really experienced anything. I've got a pretty good taste of what the real world is, and it tastes nasty. So, needless to say, I don't need sugar sprinkled on shit. You know what I'm saying? If that's what it is, if it's shit, it's just shit, period. There's no way to dress it up or make it seem pleasant. It's still going to taste like shit. It's just going to taste like shit with sugar on it. So, I really would like some feedback. I'd like to know what happens now. I'm not really comfortable with pursuing him or calling him. If I feel rejected or unwanted, then I'll just leave it alone. I'm not comfortable with, trying to figure out what's going on or trying to talk to him. I don't want to be like, what happens next, or anything stupid like that. So what do you think I should do? I'd love to hear back from you guys, and I'll make sure to do another video in another day or so with an update. I don't anticipate hearing from him or this going any further, but we'll see, and fingers crossed.